Hey guys, what's up? I figured I'd do a different kind of video here. I'm gonna talk about this run and talk about what would have happened if So I'm gonna talk about what would have happened during this run. That if I PB'd during it. So I'm gonna talk about this. So I'm speeding this up as fast as I can. I'm gonna just mute this sound here. Yeah, whatever. Let's mute this. So I want to talk about all this real quick, just so I can just play this faster. Get this. Alright. Just so this plays back faster so I can actually make a video of it so it's like not forever. We'll show this really fast so I can... This is just misty, we don't need to see much here. Is there a toggle for like how fast you can go? I played this like 3 times speed. Alright, there we go. We got it fast enough. Alright, so the idea of this video is just to theorize what would happen if I would have not fucked up. And because to me, I think this would have been probably like a 215. Knowing my luck with Claire, would have probably had to get lucky somehow and probably beat it. As we're fighting all the boring fights, the I'm trying to speed this up because it really doesn't matter what we do. Because I mean, whenever I do just the speed, it's not like interfering with the time here. I'm playing this at 4 times speed because why not? Stop it. Alright. Wait, no, up. There we go. Okay, so we're good. We got a 4 times speed, so there we go. So now it's like easily watchable. I mean, the run was already done live. If you want to see the live highlight, I'm going to highlight what the run was. So this is actually not a bad everything else. I had a... So considering all that happened, this was like I do Misty, Brock, and Erica because like my if you're wondering why the splits, I'm scrolling down. I'm literally just looking at notes and figuring out what to do. So excuse me as the I'm just trying to scroll them back up during the run and during all that. Because I have my hotkey turned on. Unfortunately, I didn't get the range of 8-bore in, so I'm like, all right. Let's just use confusion because I wasn't sure if Jinx will kill it from that range because I remember it living an Ice Punch from there. And of course I get missed sleep. And I mean these fights are just average. These are like A- fights. But there's so much RNG in this game, and I mean, it's going to be pretty common that we're probably going to get really poor times and all that. We're going to probably there's probably a few fights that could have done better, but we're not going to get to that. So, for me, when I do blue, I want this lead, period. Like, there's just it's the fastest lead you can get. because doing the other lead sucks so much. Doing anything that's not lead Alakazam just wastes so much time. So I always try to go for Alakazam lead, and it sucks if you don't get Alakazam lead. And I get the crit on Arcanine, dude. Like, that saves me a minute and a half, because I get that crit there. That's like that's like a flaw. That's A+ blue right there. So in my opinion, I mean, explosion, and like the only thing that could have gone better is like if I got crit on self-destruct and then got the crit on Hyper Beam, but still, like, overall, this is still a pretty good segment so far. So I never got to the point where I, like, you know, in this route, I never got to the point where I would have to finish Brock, you know. So all these fights went relatively well. You know, it just, whatever, that the runs had to end up dying because of my stupidity. Yeah, this fight doesn't matter, it's really boring. Just check. Yeah, mic's on. Cool. I just want to make sure I was recording it. So of course I have the sound off because, like, playing this at fast food, all the sound will be distorted. I do a little something different here. Like, I think I go into Magneton. I think, yeah, I go into Magneton here on the fight because it says go into Haunter and D-Bond or Shadow Ball. I'm like, fuck that. I'm just going to go into Magneton and just kill everything, because what about if it's slow, bro? Well, it turns out to be Wigglytuff, so you know what? I'm like, whatever. So now I go into Haunter and I just take the D-Bond and just do whatever. And I just do that. So what I was kind of hoping for, it would be Slowbro, so I just one-shot it, but this is not, like, the best one. So now all I have is Genie left of the Kanto things. It's 24 minutes in, and honestly, this wasn't a bad Elite Four. I wouldn't say it's the best Elite Four I ever had, but, you know, it's good using these notes. It's just good. Because I remember my Koga and Agatha just being total garbage, if I recall correctly. And Karen will generally be a piece of shit and just do whatever it takes to end your run. And then you get Lance, who will just be an asshole and use Dragon Breath on purpose, knowing you little bastard is just going to try to counter my Hyper Beam. Or try to counter my Hyper Beam, so I'll try to paralyze you. So why am I not surprised? So, theoretically, I'm going to pause it when it gets to the point where, like, I get really upset and just mess up. So I get really mad at one point. So when we're going to stop it is when the thing hits an hour 50, because that's when it all matters, you know? It's like, I have sub-splits for Elite Four, and I do Kanto, then I do Elite Four, so it's the closest thing, and it's just, you get the Elite Four after Kanto, you get all the generic, the really high climactic battles anyway. Then it's just like, you do Jasmine, you do Chuck and Jasmine, and then you just go back to Faulkner and do all the relaxing stuff. You know, the relaxing Johto music. And the reason why I do that is because I would rather just do Chuck and Jen, what is it called? What's her name? Do all the dumb fights. Like, these are all the dumb single or less fights. Other than, like, Faulkner, because Faulkner's just bam, Thunder, and Ice Punch, and you win. But these fights are, so I go for the safe strategy here. I just do Rain Dance and Thunder. And believe me, this saved me a lot of grief, and, this is probably a lot why this Koga thing is just easy when you lead Smuck and you miss. You just use Rain Dance Thunder and you hit every freaking time. There's just no excuse. So it's just so much safer, and I just did that. And this is why my Koga was so bad. I was an hour 50 in, and after the grunts, the admin female, the whatever you want to call her, the 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 executive. I just get into this competitive mindset where I'm like, I get because the game will sometimes immerse me as if I'm playing a competitive Wi-Fi battle, and it just happens sometimes, and I feel really stupid. So I want to kind of do this video just reviewing this run, but of course you don't want to see the whole run. And since this is a live recording and you can see it on Twitch, the commentary's there. This is just a local recording I made without my voice because I want to be able to watch my run, but I hear my fucking self. So, what do I think of this? Well, it's not garbage. It could be better. I had 7 fights left. I was an hour 50 in. And I was fighting at 2 gyms to go. Now, I'm guessing it's 2 hours 15, 2 hours 20. I'm just assuming that's what it would be. Following these notes, because that's probably what it was going to be. That's just the way that happened, I mean, overall, I lost a lot of time on Karen and Koga and a few other BS fights. Let me see what they were. I think Lance gave me shit, but other than that, it wasn't that bad for this section. I do all the Kanto shit, like the Kanto badges in Leaf 4 first. Then I just do Chuck and Janine. I think I'm honestly going to just move Chuck. I think I'm just going to move Chuck to... I'm just going to move Chuck in the back because... It doesn't really matter where I put Chuck. I think I'm just going to put him back where I usually do him. I'll just do Kanto, then I'll do Johto. And then I'll just beat Red in the other place. So that way just less inputs. But I feel this way is better because I just want to get all the dumb shit out of the way first. Like the Elite 4, the Kanto badges. Because that's a lot of where the bullshit really happens. It's just them single fights in Elite 4 and Chuck that just bring a lot of problems. So that's why I do them first. A lot of people like doing it a different way, but I prefer this way because it's the most... You get all the dumb shit out of the way, and then you just got 2 fights that are stupid. And that's it. That's pretty much all you have. And you just got bullshit like Claire for the end. You know what? That just makes the run more anticlimactic. We just do Claire first. That makes it more climactic. So, and that's why I do Claire for the end, and I just do Red. Because Claire's right there, I just press right and I go to Red, and that's the fight. Overall, this was a 9-hour experience, and I literally fuck up, and, it would have been nice if I got a PB out of it, and I would have felt good about myself, but I'm a retard, so I fuck up and make mistakes. You know what? That happens. I make mistakes. We do dumb things. And we learn from them. So, my theory, this would have been a 2:15. I want to know what other people think. Because knowing how each fight usually would take 2 to 3 minutes. And this fucking asshole lives with fucking... whatever it is called. That dumbass. I think he lives with, what is it called? He's focused, man. It's wow, screw you. So I think you use this flamethrower and I just mirror coat and just slow overall poke. When you want to just ideally in that fight, you just want to use Wobbuffet the whole time, but it didn't happen. So there's that. So I get Lance and I just do Chuck, and I remember I think I lose here. Every time I did this run, every time I got to this point, I would lose to Chuck. At least once, I'll lose to this dickhead that uses Horn Drill. Fuck this guy. He uses Horn Drill. How are you supposed to beat that? How are you supposed to beat a random chance, a 30% chance to literally kill? I miss. Horn Drill. I die. I send out my Kadabra. I Thunder Punch. I die. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You're just stuck. Honestly, if I were to do anything to change that, I would use fucking Haunter for that fight, because I think Haunter would kill Haunter with Giga Drain, and I think if you get Seeking, you just use, because it can't use Horn Drill on Haunter, so I don't know why you wouldn't use Haunter on that fight. Like, it just seems silly to me. Then I have to do the fight again. I get like a flinch on double kick, right? And I get the dumbest luck. Then I get the 2 thunders. He misses Horn Drill, and I get another. It's like, then he endures, and he gets paralyzed. So I'm just gonna go for Psychic. See, this is why I would just prefer just using Haunter for this fight, because if you get neither, if you use Staryu, Haunter, and Wheezing, or whatever, and wait, it's a Staryu, Wheezing, and Haunter. Yeah, that's it. No, wait, Staryu, Kadabra, Haunter. Yeah, because, and you just sacrifice Staryu. Does it make sense that you're literally relying on 100% chance, 30% chance, and you can rely on 100% chance? I'll fix this later. I'll fix this later tonight. I feel like this needs to be fixed, because this fight, as it is pretty fucked up already. And being that Seeking's slower than Haunter, and if it can 2-hit Giga Drain is base 60 power, it's killing a Rhyhorn. You know, it's killing a Rhyhorn. These fights need to go a lot more different. I mean, I get what you're trying to manipulate, but I feel like the team on what they do can be like Jasmine is a lot better now than it used to be. It's not garbage. Like, Janin isn't relying on a Horn Drill. So I respect the Jasmine, whatever their name is. I don't care what her name is. I don't even know her name. And I played Gen 2 many times. I used to know her name. Now I just mix it up. But regardless, it's still a better thing. It just requires a lot of strategy. And you just counter, and then you would just counter again, and then you would just Miracle. And then you just reversal whatever comes in. And you would just endure, and then you would just because you can die to Psychic. So you just endure, and then you just reversal. That's it. A lot easier than just hoping Horn Drill hits. A lot more consistent there. But I feel like Chuck, the other trainer, would literally be better if you just used Haunter or something, because Horn Drill is stupid, and the only thing Nidorino's got is Dig, and or even like Hitmonlee, right? Or him on top. It will dig. You will switch out. You will let it dig on you. You would do whatever, and you would just there's got to be some other method to killing that stupid thing. Even switching out and using Furo, like that fight, just everybody bitches about Horn Drill. We need to fix the bitching about Horn Drill. And now this video turned into more like bitching about Horn Drill. But I think this is a perfect Faulkner. Other than Pidgeot League is scoring quick attack, but that just he'll always leave with Pidgeot, so it doesn't matter there. Either way, you're just fucked. Either way, it's nothing you could have done. Like, so let's say I had strats to make that the other fight more consistent. So here's my idea. You use Haunter. You keep the same pokes. You just use Haunter in that fight, but you just use Haunter, and Kadabra, because you use Kadabra anyway. And I'm not sure what the AI would do in that fight, but I don't know anything about how the AI works, or how the AI makes decisions, or how the AI would react. That's something you can test, or anyone else can test. I really don't have the time to test it, but I think I'll test it tonight. After I make this video, I'll test the new Chuck strats, because we're gonna use the same team but we're just going to use different Pokemon because I think Staryu is completely useless in that fight. Yeah, sure, it's got Psychic, right? You think that's a really good move, right? You'd think, oh, Psychic is a great idea. And it was just 2-hit with Psychic. Why? When you could just Mega Drain most of those pokes. Because, I don't know, I feel like Thundering a Seeking with a weaker base Pokemon, right? To use a Pokemon that has a better base power special attack with a non-stab move is more practical. And Seeking, all it would really do is Waterfall and Peck. I'm not sure how much that would do. But I'm pretty sure if it were to use anything physical, it'd probably be Peck. Or something really stupid like that. Because I don't think it could do anything else. I don't think Seeking learns drill and the other moves. I don't know. I think Seeking's moves, like if you use a Ghost type, I think it'd just be more consistent. And yeah, that fight really pissed me off. But all later fights are much better. Much better. They are much better. I mean, Whitney's still going to have that dumb feel. It's going to screw you over, but... Oh, by the way, just to point that out, that Scyther can live in Ancient Power. Just so you know that. That Ancient Power is a range to kill. I don't understand it either. It's a range to kill. I don't get it. But yeah. If you have an idea of what the run should be with Chuck, I feel like using Haunter in that fight would make it 10 times more consistent. You would go to Weezing, right? Because I feel it's not based on your picks. It's based on what you do. And I think Seeking would be more likely to stay in on that than... I feel like Haunter would just be so much better in that stupid fight. Like, I'm going to test it tonight, and I'll tweet out my results. I'll leave the tweet in the comments section of the video. I just want to see, like, just to see what the heck Chuck would do. I'll use the same team. I'll just use different pokes for that fight, and I'll just show you how much more consistent it is. I guarantee it'd be more consistent. Like, it's got to be. Because what is Seeking going to do? You Giga Drain, right? Seeking can't use Horn Drill, so she's obviously got to do something. Seeking's got to obviously do something else. And yes, the Seeking is it's a girl Seeking. So obviously, if Seeking's going to use Horn Drill, you'd use, something along the lines of being to, be able to attack with, I got a dumb thing. So I was like, alright, Dolphin lives a Bubble Beam, and I learned that in this run. The notes don't say Dolphin would live a Bubble Beam, you just gotta kind of think. But I was like, wait a minute, if Policyne lives a Surf from Raichu, why in the hell wouldn't Dolphin live a Bubble Beam from Remoraid? So I figured that out. I learned that in the fight. And I got the crit and Miltank, which, by the way, matters. Because that makes this a whole lot easier. So now I can just send in Kadabra and then Psychic the Wigglytuff. And believe it or not, the Double Edge, doing that much, actually helped me. So now I'm just going to Psychic the Stantler. And then I'm just going to... I think I counter this situation. I don't think I... Yeah, I don't counter because I know he'll go for Psychic. Because... Yeah, I don't know why I didn't... I think I Psychic. Yeah, I think I Psychic because I know I'll get countered. And I don't think the Morty strats are that bad. I think they're really good. I think they're good as they are. The Rocket strats are good as they are. And I think Claire is going to be as good as it's going to get, honestly. Like, I don't think it's going to change. I mean, I get the speed tie and a Ditto, so that's really good. And you know what's funny? You'd think Vine Whip would kill me because it's like ×2 effective, it's got damage, it's stab, grass. No, don't kill me. Nope. That's probably a pretty good outcome for that fight. I mean, it's not the best outcome, but it's a pretty good one. So now it's going to come to the point where it's like, oh, I have... So, by the way, after this is where the run's going to end right here, because I want to make this quick, so I want to speed up instead of going over every little thing. But yeah, like I said, I feel like the run itself is really good. I like this run a lot, because the only thing is Chuck that bothers me. Just that horn drill trainer. If we can get it to stop using horn drill, I don't give a shit. I don't care how long it fucking takes. As long as it stops using that dumb move. I think I should put a concept strat. If it does work, I will release a video just explaining the strategy, I guess. But of course, it would be your job to like route out the backups, I guess. Which I feel is completely fair. Because I kind of want to come up with this because, like, screw getting hit by a random horn drill. That's just stupid. I mean, I'm okay with horn drill being hit by a horn drill, but it's like, I don't want to be hit by horn drill. You know what I mean? I want to avoid that if all possible. So your most used move is Explosion, Thunder Punch, Psychic. The most used move is Earthquake, Self-Destruct, Explosion, and Thunder, and Giga Drain. What I like about the Alakazam strategy here is, like, the Rocket strats are by far better than Worcester's. I say... So as I get into this, I'm going to explain before the fight even goes on, so I can just stop the video and make it quick. The reason why I think the way I did, and reason why I literally didn't listen to notes, because my mindset, there's times in this game where I literally feel like I'm playing an actual person. It just happens. Like, I just feel like I'm playing an actual person. So after 9 hours, I'm thinking I'm playing a showdown battle here. I have no idea what's going on. I still, like, at this point, I'm like, oh god, I'm like zoning out. My friend left chat. I'm not thinking. And I remember the last time I did a run of this, I used Self-Destruct when Mischievous is out. So my mindset's like, oh, why in the hell would you explode a ghost type? So instead, I questioned it, and I fucked up. And this is where the run's going to soon end. So theoretically, I think this would have been a solid... So if you look at each segment, right? You look at each segment. If you look at like price as a whole, right? So I want to pause it right here. Just for once. So I think this fight's gonna be like 10 minutes. It's almost over. Yeah, let's pause. Okay. And I'm just going to play it back at the normal speed now because we're almost done with this. Speed. Normal. Okay, so there we go. So we're almost done. So I want to skip all that because you didn't want to see an hour and 49 minutes, 50 minutes of a run. So this is 150. I have 7 fights to go. Well, of course, technically 8. Wait, why is this so slow? Put the normal. So now think about this for 1 second. This fight, if this would have went perfectly, this would have been a 10, 30, or 40 or something. No, I think this would have been like this whole Team Rocket section would have been 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Or 12 minutes flat, probably. And then if you look down and the price section. So this should have been, so I've been an hour 52 minutes in. I would only have 7 fights. So yeah, I think it would be 215. Depending on what happens. But it probably might have died at Claire. It might have died at Price. Who knows? We'll never know. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate the support. I'm going to try to get that world record for you guys. I'm going to try my best. But for right now, this little theory video has come to a close. It's all for you guys to decide. I will see y'all later.